The CEO of Fiverr recently sent an email to the whole of their community saying that AI was coming for their jobs and his. But as an online coach in 2025, what about AI do you need to be worried about? And in this video, I'm going to break down what you should be using AI for right now, what AI is currently being developed that you're going to start seeing in the next 3 to 6 months, and how you can AI proof your business and leverage AI to get all of the benefits without being replaced. So for reference, my online coaching business turns over around £2 million a year, and over the last 12 months, I've managed to leverage AI to reduce my team size by 50% while still keeping revenue exactly the same, which has been great for profits. And there are a few different pieces of AI and AI systems that I use regularly in my business to make sure that I can still continue to grow while not having to hire people and deal with all of those things. Now, I love AI personally. It doesn't need a holiday. It doesn't need paying other than the subscription fee. It doesn't ever have time off. It doesn't have emergencies, and generally it never bothers me. So it's a great thing. If you can use it in your business, you should be using it. Now, the things that I'm currently using it for, the first thing is generating ideas for content, okay? One of the best things that you can use AI for, like ChatGPT or any of the other kind of main thinking models, is to use it to actually generate ideas, bounce ideas off, and get it to do customer research for you. So if I'm like this video, I'm looking for ideas of YouTube titles or content things that I can do, I will generally ask it what it thinks really good ideas to make YouTube videos of. It can go away, it can do some research for me, it can look at what other people are doing, and then give me the best ideas that then I can take and create my own spin on and then make into videos. So my ideation or my thinking time for content is massively reduced. Now, previously, you may have a social media manager or a content team doing this. Nowadays, you just need to have it already trained, give it the information that it needs, and then it will spit you out all the ideas that you could ever need. It also means that you don't, like, if you have a social media team, you don't need to have meetings with them. It doesn't really need to have an office or stuff like that. It just massively reduces an issue on that side. The second thing we currently use it for is modeling of things. So if I want to look at financial projections, or I want to look at like my leads, for example, and I want to see, okay, if I get X amount of leads, this is my current conversion. Can you predict what my ad spend should look like over the next 3 to 6 months? What team I'm going to need to hire to do so? What profit margins I'm going to expect? I can feed it all of my data in a spreadsheet. It can analyze all of that, and it can give me feedback on how my business is performing and what I need to do or what I need to fix. So if you know what numbers to read and you know what you're looking for, it's a really, really powerful tool for helping you analyze trends. It's a really powerful tool for helping you make decisions and just crunch data and project things in a way faster and easier way than you would have to do by, say, using something like Google Sheets. The third thing we're using AI for currently, which you should be looking at too, is chats. So we have an AI bot that's plugged into our chat system on our CRM, which is basically like a piece of tech that kind of handles all of our leads and stuff like that. And we have a bot that when people like say that they request some information for us, or they request for a free training or a resource, we have a bot that can send the right resource to them. But after that, it can then also ask them a few further questions, find out if their business is in the right position to work with us one-on-one, and it can even then proposition to book on a call with one of our consultation team. So it's a really, really powerful tool there as well. So this is more in the marketing and operations side of things that we're currently using it more and more. But it's been such a game changer with regards to reducing thinking time, reducing team size, and also just having something that works around the clock on the appointment set in front, that if leads come in at say 3 in the morning because they're in the US, we have something that's already plugged into the system that can help give them the information that they need and get them booked into a call without us having to do anything. So those are the things that we're currently using AI for, and you should be using them in your business as well. It will make things much easier and simpler, but there is more coming. All right. And the second thing that you need to be aware of, which is developments that are going to happen in the next 3 to 6 months, is that at the moment, when we're using AI, it can only really work within the parameters of the software that you're using it in. So say, for example, our chatbot will only work within our CRM, go high level, and it will only work on SMS. It can also work on WhatsApp too, but it has to kind of be built into those two platforms. What's going to happen very shortly is that AI is going to be able to move through multiple platforms. So currently, for example, our AI bot cannot talk to someone on SMS, remove itself from Go High Level, and then talk to a potential client, for example, on Slack, which is our client messaging platform. It can't do that currently. However, very shortly, it will be able to act independently and do those kind of things. So you will be able to replace some major things within your business. Like, we still hire appointment setters because they have the ability to move between multiple pieces of software. They can text, they can call, they can jump onto Slack, they can, log onto our Facebook group. They can do all of those things without having to have a separate bot for each one. Now, what's coming very soon is something what people are calling AI agents, which is basically the same thing. Independent AI piece of software that can move between other pieces of software and basically freely use the internet, your computer, your laptop, etc., in order to move between different platforms. Now, that's going to work really well in two instances. It's going to work really well for customer service, and it's going to work really well for appointment setting. So anything where you have long, repetitive, frequent chats with people, i.e. customer service and coaching, answering client questions, sending them to the right resources, checking in on people, holding people accountable, that's all going to be done by AI. But also all of your lead generation processes, moving from Instagram to LinkedIn to your CRM software to WhatsApp to SMS. It's going to be able to handle all of those things on its own. And that's going to be a game changer for the amount of people that you have to have in your business and how you're going to be able to scale. Because if you think about it, if you don't need anybody to help on the coaching front, and you don't need anyone to help on the lead generation front, and you are good at getting leads into your business, you are not going to need any more staff, okay? But this is a warning that if you are currently building your business on the fact that you have really good response times and you have really good customer service, I'm sorry to tell you that everybody's going to have brilliant customer service in the next year or so, okay? Everybody is going to have round the clock, instant, fully available customer service that never sleeps, that never eats, that never takes a day off. So if you're currently building your business on, I deliver a high level service, you are going to now be the same as everyone else because everybody is going to get access to that. The same as lead generation. If you currently pride yourself or you currently win sales on the fact that you respond faster, you get to leads quicker, you qualify people better, you move people through the funnel faster, that's all going to be standardized as well. So those two things, if you are basing your business on having a competitive advantage in those areas, you are fucked. You are going to have to find a different way to do it. And that brings it on to my third point, which is how you can AI-proof your business and give yourself the further advantage and the skills that you need to double down on to make sure that you are not going to be made obsolete by AI. Now, in a coaching context, there's a few things that AI cannot replace, okay? Now, I've worked with loads of coaches previously where they've not actually been the smartest, most attentive coaches, but because they have such good personalities, they are so aspiring to their clients will walk through walls to try and impress them. They have such a good connection with their clients because the client is so bought in to the coach and their story and their values and their ethos that it's a transformational process just to work with that person. I've literally had clients that have got incredible transformations with their clients just because their clients fucking loved the coach. They loved everything they stood for, and by signing up to their program, it's almost like they made a commitment that day to make that change. That comes down to you, your personality, and your marketing, okay? And that will be one of the biggest skills. The person that can gather the most attention, the person that can get people to connect with them the most, and the person that is the most aspirational leader to their audience will take the lion's share of business, because you cannot and will not be able to compete on, well, I've got less clients so I can deliver a better service and I can get back to you faster, because that will be obsolete. The second thing that it will not be able to create, which you should be really focusing on within your coaching program right now, is community, okay? If you are currently selling information is going to be readily available. Information and accountability and hand-holding is going to be available to everyone. What you cannot recreate is a community of people where people feel like they belong. They feel like they're part of something, and they feel like the community gives them a place where they can be themselves, where they can expand, where they can reach their potential. So those are the two things that if you want to AI-proof your coaching business, you need to be focusing on those things. You need to be focusing on being a leader and a thought leader and a person of influence in your market. And you also need to be creating a community and somewhere to belong and a place where people can feel safe and feel heard within your coaching clients. If you can deliver those two things, AI will never be able to replace human connection. What it can replace is customer service, information, and speed. So if you're currently basing your business off those things, you need to pivot into leadership and becoming a key influencer in your market. And you need to pivot into creating community and creating experiences for your clients in order for them to grow despite having information at their fingertips 24/7. So I'll continue to update the channel as these things become available. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get notified when that happens. And if you want to know how we're using AI right now to generate content, to generate ideas for things and to kind of do the follow-ups and stuff like that, my free business academy has all the videos in there that you need to do that. So all you need to do is click the link below, enter your details, you'll get access to our business academy, and you can see how this is actually being implemented in coaching businesses right now.